Well, the Seattle Mariners dropping another series. They lose their third series in a row to the Tampa Bay Rays. And I know what you're thinking. Levi, you're wearing a Kraken shirt and a Seahawks hat. Why are you talking about the Mariners? That's because I mismatched my Seattle sports teams today, you guys. But yeah, some bummer of a news. The Mariners did win today. They win the getaway game, so they salvaged a win. They still have not been swept this season, so that is, of course, a good thing. And there are some positives, but let's get out of the way. Last night's game was ugly. We talked about it. Obviously, 11-3. Not the type of game that you want to see from this team, especially with your ace, Luis Castillo, on the mound. The Mariners, really, really struggled. We didn't have a post-game last night, so we're talking about that today. Just a bummer of a loss, especially because we actually did keep it close early on, but the bullpen just imploded. Mike Baumann, he needs to stop pitching in high-leverage situations. Edward Bizardo, he probably shouldn't be on the team. Cody Bolton, probably not either. But yeah, the Mariners, with Castillo on the mound, failed to take Game 2. And then, of course, they did win Game 3. They won this morning, a game that started at 9:15 a.m. I was in the pool teaching swim lessons while this game was happening. I missed the entire thing, so I don't have a whole lot to say about this morning's game other than Cal Raleigh. He had a nice game. He had a big clutch hit, a 3-run home run with 2 outs after a Julio walk, an 11-pitch walk, I believe, that Julio drew. So, is Julio back? No, I don't think Julio's back. He did have a really good at-bat today, though. Cal Raleigh, is he back? No, he just hits a lot of home runs. He's still not that great at making contact, but he has now homered in back-to-back games. Mitch Garver also homered twice in this series against the Rays, so that's some good signs. You're getting power out of your catchers, and that is good to see. However, the problem is, if all you're getting is power, Cal and Mitch Garver, they've both kind of turned into 3 true outcome guys. All they kind of do is walk, strike out, or hit a home run. And obviously the home runs are good, the walks are good, the strikeouts are not. And when Mitch Garver, people love to say, well, he's been doing good, he's hitting well in June, and he has been hitting well in June. He has a lot of home runs. I believe he's up to 6 homers in the month of June. But at the same time, when you're hitting 176, it's hard to justify that because you're basically just Joey Gallo, right? You have a lot of power, but you can't get on base. That is what Mitch Garver has been. And yeah, he's walked quite a bit in this month, but his on-base percentage for this season, I believe, is still below 300. And so when you are putting up Joey Gallo type stats, you're putting up, honestly, a former Mariner, Eugenio Suarez, right? We complained. It's interesting. The same Mariners fans who have complained about Suarez, who were happy to get rid of Suarez, those same fans now would say, Mitch Garver has been good for us. And that is just kind of a bit of I don't know. It seems hypocritical to me based off the fact that Garver has been a worse version of Suarez in this lineup. But that's besides the point. Garver, congratulations for back-to-back home runs. He hit them on Monday and Tuesday, and then Cal going deep on Tuesday and Wednesday. George Kirby had a nice game today. He goes 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs, and that is what we needed out of, actually allowing only 1 run, I believe. That's exactly what you needed out of George Kirby. Kirby, who has struggled as of late, he hasn't been the ace pitcher that a lot of us thought he was going to be this year. Gilbert has kind of been that ace for us. Kirby, a lot of people thought he's going to take that next step. He's going to be an all-star. He's going to be a Cy Young candidate. Yeah, he's been good, but he has not been great this year. But today's start, hopefully that was a step towards maybe returning to the form that he was in for the middle of last season, because he was elite for a very long stretch of time last season. We'd love for him to get back to that. Andres Munoz, he did not pitch very well today. He came in the 9th with a 4-run lead to protect, and he actually struggled. He put 3 guys on base. I believe he allowed a run even, but fortunately for him, Trent Thornton came in and got the job done. Trent Thornton, that's a tough name to say when you're talking fast. Trent Thornton with his first career save, and I've been on the Trent Thornton train all season long. He has been a guy who he has really stepped up. You lose Matt Brash for the season. You lost Santos so far. Santos will be back soon, but you lost him. You lost Saucedo for a month. You've got Spire, who is out. And in the thick of it all, Trent Thornton, he has quietly been this team's number 3 reliever. And on a day like today, when Munoz is struggling, Stanek had already pitched, Thornton is able to step in and get his first career save. So good job, Trent Thornton. A lot of people didn't think he should be on this team coming into the season. I thought he was probably a fringe option, maybe a number 7, number 8 guy. Right now, he's your number 3 guy in the pen, and he has been excellent. So good thing we have Trent Thornton, because if not, this game could have been ugly. The Rays, they wanted to sweep us, but the Mariners refused to be swept. Unfortunately, the Astros, they did get the sweep today. They swept the Colorado Rockies, and you know what that means? It means the Mariners did not gain any ground. So we still lead the Astros by 4.5 games, but the Astros have won 7 games in a row. Meanwhile, the Mariners have won just 2 of their past 8. We head home on Friday to face the Minnesota Twins. We will be without Brian Wu, who is now on the 15-day IL. We will be with Colin Snyder. And, of course, we just traded Dallas Keuchel, so we're not going to have him either. He pitched for the Brewers today, actually. Won that game to the Rangers. So the Mariners will have some interesting decisions to be made. Who is going to be that number 5 starter? We might not need one, right? Theoretically, because we have the off day on Thursday and another off day next Monday. Theoretically, we wouldn't technically, because we could have let's see, if Bryce, or we'd have Logan pitch on Friday, we'd have Bryce pitch on Saturday, and then we could throw Castillo out there on Sunday. It would be 4 days of rest, but with the off day, that would technically work. And then you could then throw out Kirby, Gilbert, and Bryce Miller once again against the Orioles. So you wouldn't actually need that number 5 starter till Friday. I believe that's against the Toronto Blue Jays on Friday. I think that's a home game. But if you don't want to push your pitchers, you don't want to make them throw on those 4-day rests, you could also call up that number 5 starter this weekend on either Saturday, Sunday, whatever you want to do with that. And it'll be interesting to see who they choose. Will it be Jonathan Diaz, or do they think Emerson Hancock is ready to come back? Obviously, he did get roughed up in AAA, but I believe he's doing better. So it'll probably either be Hancock or Jonathan Diaz. It won't be Keuchel because we just traded him. Also, Luke Raley. Luke Raley was not in the lineup today. He was a late scratch with a shoulder issue. He woke up with a shoulder issue. Not sure what that means, but hopefully we will know sooner than later. Hopefully we'll get an update on that either tomorrow or on Friday. But if we are without Luke Raley, expect to see some Victor Robles, and expect to see possibly some Dylan Moore in the outfield like we saw today, and more Ryan Bliss at second base. That's what we'd love to see. But Polanco, he'll also be playing second base. So, yeah, Mariners, a bit of a logjam, but it's a good thing, not a bad thing. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, comment down below. Let me know what Mariners jersey should I get next, because clearly I need a new one if I'm sitting here in a Kraken shirt. The Kraken aren't even playing. They haven't played for 2 months. What am I doing, guys? I don't know. And, as always, go Mariners.